Hello, July, right? When did July get here? Wasn't it just May? And then when I think about it, wasn't it just Christmas? The time is it's crazy how fast everything goes. So this is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. I'm evidential medium Stacy Niedenthal. I come on every Tuesday at 10:30 and we talk about different things, for your soul, your energy to kind of come back home when you've maybe gone through something that has shifted and put a damper on who you are and what what your direction is. We talk about meditation and grief and death. We talk about mediumship, energy, crystals and stones and angels and guides. This is a safe place that you can come to listen, to re-listen, to know that you're not alone in some of the things that may be coming across your mind. So every Tuesday at 10:30 I come on live, and these are the things that we talk about. If this is the first time you've been on, welcome. Put a 1 so I know that this is your first time and I can personally welcome you afterwards. But we're going to get started here. We've got quite a few people on. Good morning, good morning. Some upcoming events. July 18th, gallery reading at Hip Gypsy Emporium. July 29th and 30th, Bel Air, Maryland, private, as well as an intimate group reading. August 1st, there's a new venue I'm going to be at in Camp Hill, Crystal Cove Collectibles. August 15th, now this isn't up yet, but I am doing a Zoom gallery reading with a friend, with another medium that's in my mentorship class with spirit artist Joe Shield. So we're going to be putting that up very soon. August 26th and 27th, back in Bel Air, Maryland, for privates and a intimate group reading. If you're interested in attending any of these or would like to schedule a private reading with me or schedule a group, you can either private message me, you can email me, you can go onto the website connectingtospiritwithstacy.com, go to schedule an appointment, and then you can see the upcoming events. But I'm very excited for some of these events that are coming up. Just got back from Bel Air, I guess it was last week, and it was just an awesome, I was there for 2 days with Denise in her beautiful home and outside in her oasis outside, and met a lot of wonderful people, and did 2 private group readings where Denise and I went to the home of the hosts and had, I think one group we had 8 people, in the other group we had 6 people in one and 10 in another. So I do that as well, where I'll come directly to you if you have a minimum of 5 people, maximum 10 to 12 people, and everyone receives a reading at the intimate groups. So gallery readings are a little bit different. Could be 25, 30 people at the gallery. I work as hard as I can to get as many messages out. You're not guaranteed a reading, but it is guaranteed to be a blessing to listen to others receive messages. So, enough with the commercial, right? So we're going to talk today about July. July means so many things. This is my favorite time of year, and it seems like it's the shortest time of year. The hotter it is, the more I love it. I love the heat. I love the sun beating down on my face. But when summer comes, it's warm days, warm nights, or cooler nights, picnics, family gatherings, fireflies, baseball, pool time, all these fun outdoor activities that allow us to get grounded, that allow us to connect with our family and friends. And July, of course, also brings up the 4th of July, Independence Day. And when you think about Independence Day, there's 2 quotes that come to mind for me. And I am the quote queen, I know, but it's like I listen to quotes and they hit me a certain way, and I like to expand on what the quote is, on what's going on in my little brain. So one of the quotes is by Rosa Parks. I'm sure you're all familiar with Rosa Parks. And Rosa said, "I'd like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free and wanted others to be free." And the other quote is, "Freedom is the oxygen of the soul." And that quote is unknown. But I thought, oh my gosh, how true is that? Freedom is the oxygen of the soul. When you get anxious or feeling boxed in, isn't it hard to breathe? It's like everything tightens up. So when I read this, that freedom is the oxygen of the soul, I thought, oh my gosh, that's absolutely free. That's absolutely true. When we walk through something and we get to the other side, all of a sudden we can breathe easier. So I'd like you to just kind of pause for a moment, and I want you to think about how free you feel. Is there something that feels like it's taking your freedom away? Maybe you feel locked into a job that is just a job and it's not a career. It's not something you can grow in. Maybe there's a relationship you feel locked into. And I like to think of independence as freedom. And then the opposite would be, kind of penned in, feeling jailed, feeling like, you're kind of walking around all four corners of a room, not knowing which way to turn. So are you enjoying the life that you're living? Or is there something holding you down? And when I went through depression and anxiety years ago, I felt like I was incarcerated. And I don't know how else to say it. And I was incarcerated in my own brain because I had no control over thoughts, visions, feelings, things like that. I had no control over that. I didn't feel free. I didn't feel like I could make a decision. I didn't feel like the confident person that I used to be. I didn't know how to walk into that. So, we struggle with so many different things in this world. Grief is a huge one. You lose someone near and dear to you. Saturday was the 10-year anniversary of my mother's death. And I could have chosen to, to be sad and, I don't know if mopey is the right word, emotional about it, and think about why me and why her and all of these things that go through our mind. But instead, I chose to my mom was a great mom. And, I thought about, special events with her, special things that we did, things that she said, or, and I chose to make that 10-year anniversary in honor of her, to be happy that she was my mother, that I was chosen to be her child and she was chosen to be my mother. So when we go through struggles and our freedom is taken away, it takes away the oxygen of your soul. It makes you feel boxed in. It makes you feel like it's hard to make a decision. Maybe you don't want to go outside, but you don't want to come inside. Maybe there's different memories that, just get you stuck and put in such, almost like you're paralyzed in this emotion. So your soul energy freedom is directly connected to your soul energy. There is that direct connect. When people get upset and they hyperventilate, what do they say? Breathe. Breathe. If you get mad, breathe. Well, of course, I have to breathe. Sometimes that annoys me when someone says, okay, I need you to breathe. And I'm like, what the frick do you think I'm doing? But they want me to pay attention to my breath. Slow my breathing down so I can oxygenate my brain and my blood cells and things like that. So I can oxygenate my soul energy. So I can give energy to this again. So what do we need to be free from? I wrote on here, free from what? Free from our own mind sometime. Free from our own regret, unforgiveness. Family members that maybe make us feel less than who we are. Maybe there are emotions within us, jealousy. Maybe we need to feel control over something. Maybe we need to release control and be vulnerable. It's all these things to declare our independence of our spirit, of our soul, of our mind, of our, that mind, body, and spirit thing. There's a reason why they're lumped together. Because if the mind is working on the spiritual journey, the body starts to feel better. And when the body starts to feel better, the soul starts to feel better. There's this light, this brightness around you, instead of carrying around Eeyore's little dark rain cloud. So we all want to live, well, hopefully, we all want to live a great life. We all want to create energy around us, that buzz, that hum. We want to accomplish many, many, many things in this short amount of time that we live on this earth. And in that, we want to create a better world. I'm speaking for all of us. It's, this is how I look at it. But I feel like we want to create a better world for our children, our children's children, and our children's children's children, and our neighbors, and their children, and their children's children, and our relatives. We want to create a better world for everyone. We want to make a mark and say, this is who I am. This is why I was here. We want to make a better environment, and raise better humans than what we were. I'm not saying that our humans are bad, but don't we always want better than us? I mean, I want more for my kids and my grandkids than I had. So I go back to, which I've talked about all the time, which I talk about several times. When you think about what you want to be remembered for, what comes up? What are the things that you want to be remembered for? There are so many things that I think about when oh shoot, sorry. Okay, it stopped. When I look at this, there are so many things that I want to accomplish. There are so many imprints that I want to put on other people. There are so many things that I want to learn from other people. It's a short time frame that we're here. So when I look at what I want to be remembered for, I want to be looked at someone who spoke in love, acted in love and compassion. Someone who gave love and compassion to those that were in need. I want to be known as someone who offered a safe space to invite healing. A loving wife, mother, daughter, child, sister, cousin, aunt, however you want to look at that, friend, someone who listened, someone who was loyal. And all these things would be difficult to do if I didn't put my energy into them. Positive energy into it. Loyalty is so important to me. When, oh my gosh, it's like one of my pet peeves. When I feel like someone broke my trust, it really grinds my goat. But then I have to try and roll back and think about, why would they break this trust? Let's have a conversation about it. Let's grow into this. So, we go through difficult days. And when you go through the difficult days, it's almost like somebody's pinching the tube on your oxygen mask, because you're not breathing as easily. Maybe you're breathing faster. Maybe you're breathing slower. Maybe you feel like you can't breathe. If I did not walk through problems with trust or loyalty, if I didn't work on compassion, I'm not always the most compassionate person. If I didn't work on compassion, if I didn't work on being vulnerable to send love and receive love, then how would I be able to grow within this? I wouldn't be free. All this stuff would be penned up inside of me. I want to do this, I want to do this. I had a conversation with a woman yesterday, and I won't go into any detail, but she has this awesome idea of something that she wants to create for the world, for this area. And she said to me, I don't know if this is for me to do or for me to help someone else do it. I don't know if, and I said, well, tell me a little bit about it. And she started telling me about it, and her whole face lit up. And I'm like, how long have you been thinking about this? And she's like, oh my God, for years it keeps coming up. And things keep, I'm like, this is for you to do. Well, I'm afraid to do it. How do I do it? Well, the end result is the big chunk. What's the small chunk? What's the small things that you can do to grow to that? And I find that that's the best way. What's the saying, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So what's the small bite? What can I do to start this? And I said to her, do you have a she already has a business plan for it. She already has all this stuff worked out for it. And it's such a beautiful idea that, I am going to, put energy towards her to be able to do this. But the thing that's stopping her is fear of failure, fear of this, fear of the world, fear of, the lawsuits or, what people will say and all this. Once you work past that fear, what are you giving your oxygen to? Fear or faith? So, how do you accomplish a free spirit? Right? How do you be a free-spirited person? Well, like Mel Robbins always does, I got a couple points. So first of all, be authentic. Be you. And we talked about this the other day. Declare your own independence on who you are. Whether you are quirky and silly, whether you are analytical, straightforward, quiet, whoever you are, be authentic to that. Now, if you are being what you feel other people want you to be, or what you think other people expect from you, that's not you being authentic. So we need to roll back and be authentic. Okay? Number 2, pray, meditate, ask. All right? Lord, here's what I'm visualizing. I feel like you keep putting this in my head, my heart, my stomach. I feel like you keep bringing this to mind. I can see it, but I don't know how to get there. I'm going to meditate on the thought process of how to get there, but I ask you to show me. Take my hand and walk with me. Pray, meditate, ask. Listen, do. Pray for an open heart. Okay? All things are possible. If you think you can't, you can. If you think you can, then you can. So can't, can. What you think you become. And I know I'm all full of these one-liners and these quotes, but good grief, they're good ones. All right? So pray for an open heart. Meditate on my shortfall. Give me the strength to overcome my fear. Ask to put people in your path that gives you the oxygen for your soul. Right? Personally, I listen to music. Music speaks to me. Music raises my vibration. Music gives me oxygen. Right? Bring music in. If you're not a music person, maybe you're a reader, maybe you're a hiker, maybe bring those things in that ground you, that give your soul oxygen. Release anger, fear, doubt. You do that through praying. Feel the emotions that have been keeping you stuck. Okay? If grief is keeping you stuck and you feel like you haven't really grieved, grieve. Take a hot shower, play some music, look through some photo albums, talk to your loved ones, and allow yourself to cry. Understand that one good cry is not going to relieve the grief. And then you start again. Rosa Parks, okay? Rosa Parks was comfortable with who she was. She stood up for herself. And who would have thought one woman sitting on a bus would affect the lives of others and would be spoken about many, many, many years later? Think about your kids on the school bus. If they sit in a certain place, You think people are going to be talking about that forever? But this woman took a stand. And I picture Rosa Parks, emotion-wise, strength-wise, as like the Mother Teresa. Little but strong, right? Delicate but mighty. And she stood up for herself. She was her own hero in her own story. Other people saw what she did, and it had an impact on everybody. She declared her independence. By standing up for herself, she took a stand for other people. So when I think about her, and this is all my thought process, I'm sure she prayed and meditated for her freedom and the freedom of others, and thought, Lord, show me how I can make a difference. Show me. I'm sure she released the anger that she had to be unable to do the things for her own freedom. She needed to have clear thought process. She needed to feel her emotions and the emotions of others. I would like to think that music was involved. Whether it was gospel music, whether it was a song she sang, whether she played the piano. I don't want to stereotype anyone. But I would like to think prayer, meditation, walking through the emotions, being authentic, raising your vibration was part of who she was. She felt her emotions and the emotions of others. So in retrospect, I want to remember it as a helper, as a healer, as someone who cared. I need to declare my independence so that I am comfortable in being a helper and being compassionate. So in order to be able to do this, I need to be open to helping. This is one of those things where if this is what I want to do, then I have to be open to it. So I need to open my heart. I need to be out there, talking to people. And when you are open, then you're approachable. Sending and receiving love. Those random acts of kindness. When nobody is watching, or when you think no one is watching. And you touch the world without even knowing that you're touching the world. I need to be as compassionate as I can and show compassion. So, to be open to heal, I need to face my own healing and work through it. Doesn't mean I need to be totally healed in order to heal someone else. I'll have friends of mine that say, well, in order to be able to do this, I have to, fully complete this. No, you don't. It helps in the healing process. We all need to heal through something. There is no one on this earth that has not had something that needs healing. Whether it was traumatic, whether it was a death, whether it was a hospitalization, a loss of a job, the loss of a house, whatever. There's something that we need to heal from. We need to open up and welcome in healing. Leading by example. When I was in sales for so long and was in management, that was always their big thing. Lead by example. Do what you would want others to do if they didn't know you were watching. So I need to lead by example and do things just because. I don't need to have recognition for these things. And you've heard me say before, I always get it's like a pet peeve. If you do a random act of kindness for someone and then you go on a social media and you say that you did it, to me it takes away from it. If the person that received it talks about it, totally different story. Anytime Jeff and I donate to something, we always tell them, we don't want to be recognized. We're just doing it because. Okay? So, even if I don't think other people were watching, they are. God's watching. The guides are watching. My mom's watching. I want to exude an energy that is welcoming to others. I walked through some crazy stuff years ago, but I'm on the other side of it. I could hold on to it and let that identify who I am, but that's not who I am anymore. I walked through the healing, and then I was open to speak about it. Some things took me longer to talk about than other things, right? So, my independence is my freedom that gives oxygen to my soul so that I can offer oxygen to other people. You're all, if any, I'm sure, well, maybe not. But when you fly on an airplane and they talk about, in the event of a crash or whatever, that oxygen masks will come down. Put your oxygen mask on first and then help others. So, you're putting your oxygen mask on first. You're giving oxygen to your soul, to your spirit, to your energy. You're declaring your independence from whatever was stepping on your oxygen, whatever wasn't releasing this oxygen mask down. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's a situation. There's counselors available, and there are good and bad counselors, believe me, just like there's good and bad mediums, there's good and bad police officers, there's good and bad doctors, there are good and bad friends. Find the one that can help you. If you don't feel as if this one is helping you, move on. But also, if you're at a counselor and you think that they're not helping you, I want you to take that deep look within you and say, are they not helping me, or am I not listening and helping myself? Am I holding on to what is taking my oxygen? Am I afraid to declare my independence? So, what's keeping you imprisoned? And I'm sure that when I'm talking about this, for those of you who are watching online or on replay, certain situations come to mind of what's taking your oxygen away. There's oxygen all around us, but what's the smoke that's in there? Do you have a big line of oxygen or a small line of oxygen? When Mom was sick and she had an oxygen tank, this line would go throughout the house, and if it would get caught on something, she would know. We had to go and find out where the kink was. Where's your kink? What's stopping you from your independence? So declare your independence. Find what's stepping on your oxygen tube. Grief is a big one. And I'll talk about grief a lot. I'm an evidential medium. I talk about death every single day. We all handle grief in a different way. And no way is wrong, because we're all unique in that. But when you're going through that, if you're your authentic self, if you pray, meditate, ask, if you listen to music, raise your vibration, release the anger and the emotions, it's one step closer to breathing smoother, getting more oxygen. I saw this video the other day and I reposted it, and I may not have it verbatim, but this man was talking about grief, and he said that grief is like carrying a stone around in your pocket. The stone doesn't get lighter because you're getting stronger by carrying it. It doesn't get smaller because you're getting bigger. You get used to carrying the stone with you. When I first started wearing glasses, it was hard to get used to something sitting on my face. But I got used to it. I got accustomed to it. And then I went to trifocals. They went right from regular glasses to trifocals. Woohoo. So, it was adjusting my sight. And you all see me, a lot of times my glasses are down low because I don't need anything to see in the distance. So it's getting used to that stone being with you. It's getting used to the grief being with you. I don't know. For me, grief never gets easier. Mom's been gone 10 years. I still miss my mother. Right? And I like to think, oh, she just went on vacation and I'll see her someday. She's enjoying a beautiful vacation. Whatever gets you through, whatever declares your independence from this. So, it's time to declare your independence. Be authentic. Be you. If you're being what you feel someone else wants you to be, you're not authentic. Your independence is gone. Be truthful with yourself. Who am I? And it may take you a while to figure that out. You may have to break away from family and friends, from jobs, from different thought processes. Look at things in a different way. Pray, meditate, ask, listen, do. Release things like anger, jealousy, regret. Listen to music, raise your vibration, or however you raise your vibration. Feel those emotions and start to heal. Declare your independence. Allow yourself to sign that declaration of independence. It says, I want to breathe better. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be jailed. I don't want to be incarcerated in my emotions. I'm going to work on it a little bit at a time. And if I fall short and I fall back into it, I will go back to the beginning. I will be authentic. I will pray. I will ask. I will listen. I'll be open. I'll feel my emotions. I'll try and raise my vibration. It's time. It's time to declare your independence. And you are going to think I'm funny. Are you familiar with these? Usually you get them like this. Dove chocolate bars, right? Dove chocolate bars. And inside there's always a message. I remember, I don't know, I think my husband and I weren't married very long. And he brought one of these home for me, and I probably have it somewhere. Well, I know I do. I'm not sure where I have it. But on the inside of it, it said, you are the star that the sky waits for. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So when I opened this up the other day, I left it on my desk. And I thought, I'm going to use this on a Tuesday talk one time. And it says, it's time to write your own fairy tale and be your own hero. I don't know if you can. Right there it is. So, write your own fairy tale. Be your own hero. How do you do that? You breathe. You give oxygen to your soul, your mind, your body, your spirit. Be authentically you. It's 11:11. I know I'm right on task with this. Pray, meditate, listen. Release. Welcome in. Raise your vibration. And start to heal. Okay, guys. Tuesday Talks at 10:30. Declare your independence. Who's with me? Who's going to declare their independence? Let's take hands. Let's join together. Let's be diligent in making a world for future generations to come. Starting with yourself. Walking through it. Healing. Getting your get out of jail free card. Right? So, events. Hip Gypsy Emporium Gallery, July 18th. Bel Air, Maryland with privates and intimate group reading, July 29th and 30th. New venue in Camp Hill, Crystal Cove Collectibles, August 1st. New event that hasn't even been posted yet. There'll be a gallery Zoom reading with a fellow medium of mine. That is August 15th. And then August 26th and 27th, I'm back in Bel Air. And I'm sure there will be another Hip Gypsy gallery also announced. So I hope that you all have picked up that pen to sign your Declaration of Independence. to allow your spirit to feel free, to lead by example, to be authentic, to live the life you love and love the life you live. Because if you're not, baby, you're the only one that can change it. I will talk to you guys next Tuesday at 10:30. I don't know what my topic's going to be yet. If you have any ideas for topics, private message me and let me know. But I will talk to you very soon. Peace out. I love you. Have a great Independence Day. Declare the independence for yourself so you can live the life you love. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.